5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're old, corroding like a geezer.
Hey everybody, and welcome. It's once again time for Graybeard's Studio. This is, believe it or not, episode 125. It's sort of like an anniversary edition show, and that's the perfect time to have a big star on as a guest, and that's what we've got for you today. So let's not waste any time. Let's get our crew on board, and then bring in our guest star as well. You know him, you love him. It's David.
Say my name.
No, I'm not. It's D whiz in your mouth.
That's right.
Okay. Here, I can't even segue. I can't even do it. Let's just bring him in. It's Gary Martin. Now you, Gary. Oh, look at that.
Aaron,
yeah.
I just recently realized that if someone is wearing a bandana, they better have something wise to say because they already have a credibility deficit.
Gary's you're an intellectual humorist. You know that? Here's a guy who never brags about being an intellectual. It's Dan Lawless. Hey, Dan.
I don't get it.
Good one.
All right, so we got our big guest star. It's funny because Dan said, "Hey, we should get Ethan on this week because he's going to be launching his new project." And in typical Aaron fashion, I said, "Ethan's launching a project?" So here he is.
You guys don't pay attention, man.
The king of Comicsgate. Everybody welcome Ethan Van Sciver. Ethan, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. It's great to be on this show with you guys. I'm honored.
Hey, I know you do this
You're the
Monday
first
night.
one to ever say that.
Wait till you're done with it.
Real pleasure.
No, we're this is the quality draw stream, Ethan. I'm just telling you that.
Yeah, I'm going to learn a few things. I'm pretty sure.
Wait, that's some smack talk, man.
I know that's what we do here.
Ethan's faking us out. No. Ethan's faking us out because this last draw stream that we were on, he's all, "Oh man, mine sucks. I don't know what I'm doing. This is terrible." And he whipped out a cover and blew us all away.
I know. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. If you go and look in our private Comicsgate Kings chat, Graham Nolan said, "I'm not going to be able to make it today, boys." And somebody else said they're not going to be able to make it either. I can't remember who it was. And I said, "Good, that means I'll win this week." And I was totally being John Malin. I was like shit talking. And when I was drawing, I was looking at catching glimpses of what you guys were doing. And I was like, this is what I'm doing is trash. And then when I held it up, everybody went, "Whoa." And I was very surprised. It's hard to know, like, when you're doing good work or bad work. Sometimes I know I'm doing good work. Most of the time I have no idea. Things I think aren't very good. Other people like.
I recommend this strategy for Dan is to try to be humble instead of, "Hey, look at this. I think it turned out pretty good." You try, "Well, I don't know. I'm not
freaking awesome, man."
And then people will get on your side right away.
Well, the amazing thing about that piece, Ethan, was that we couldn't believe you did it in 2 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, that's like the thing. I'm lousy with doing quick work, but I mean, what was on that piece? It was a skull. It was a little Superman drawing, a small one, and then a whole lot of magic, a whole lot of like corner cutting. You know what I mean? It's an illusion. It's it's just magical bullshit. And then just making it filling it out and making it look like it's a lot more there than there is.
Well, Mignola made a career out of that.
That's true. Yeah, better than I ever did. That's for sure. So, or better than I did.
Who was the character with the skull?
Atomic Skull, who I got to draw once in Green Lantern, in Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern Corps, and I honestly, like, I just kind of went. I felt like drawing Atomic Skull. I felt like drawing Ghost Rider, to be honest with you.
When I saw it, I thought you were doing Fearsome. I was like, oh, that's cool. Crossover.
See, I love that. I love skull-faced characters. I would like to do Taskmaster too at some point. I never did. I never really got to do much for Marvel.
David brought his skull. Let me grab a couple of super chats real quick, and then we'll do our show and tell and get right into this.
I already got a head start. I'm so happy about the team.
Okay. Hang on a second. Okay, so Evil One for 5. Thank you, Chris. He says, here to help with the real garbage man, even though my hand is still a mess. Getting a EMG scan soon so we know how to treat my injury. All right, good luck to Evil One. You take care of that. And thanks for the chat. Stealth X5 for $2. He says hello. He's got his eye on Dan Lawless today to see what Dan draws. We know that already.
Dan just laughed when he heard Stealth suggestion.
Yeah. Anybody who draws Cyberfrog tonight, you might be able to sell it to me as a trading card. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying.
Just dangling that out there.
I did such a crappy Cyberfrog last time. I'm not even going to touch that again. It's like it beat me down.
I didn't see any Cyberfrog. I was talking the other day about Kings that I have not seen do Cyber. I've seen Dan draw Heather, but not Cyberfrog. Gary, I've never seen any.
There's no way, Ethan. There's no way I'm going to draw a Cyberfrog unless I get commissioned. There've been so many great artists draw that character for me to go, oh, yeah, well, look at this. There's no way.
David did a Cyberfrog piece that's so good. It's so wholesome and so alive. And the great thing about it is he did 5 sketches from different angles, different characters doing different, like Heather and Cyberfrog hanging out together. And those sketches are worth printing. I mean, it's just
that was great. I haven't been able to quite figure out how he works yet. I just haven't quite got there. But
Bugs Bunny.
Aaron doesn't like spending more than 2 hours on an illustration. That's why he's having trouble.
There's too many little bits to him. But all right,
share my screen because this is what I did last time on the show with Ethan when we were drawing.
We're going to do show and tell.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Go out of order. That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I think I find my first Cyberfrog sucked. They were so bad. I think I finally got it down. I just need a little more oomph, a little more.
Okay, see,
pizzazz.
Dan, you had me with my first one sucked, but then you blew it when you said, "Now I got it down."
I got the anatomy down somewhat.
No, see, you're missing my point.
It's good if I do say so myself.
You're always pumping yourself up, Dan.
That tangent
somebody's got it.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm not even going to show mine because it was so bad. I think I burned it. All right, so we're going to do a quick round of show and tell, and when we get to Ethan, we're going to show what he's got coming up here, what he's about to launch. But David, what have you got for us here?
I did this on the show where Ethan trounced me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Normally, that would have been a winner.
Normally?
That is outstanding.
Yeah, but then Ethan came in with his cover.
Oh, that is nice.
And
Ethan said, excuse me while I whip this out.
Yeah, exactly.
So much better than mine, man. So much better.
That is a great piece. No, it went pretty good on the auction, too. That's a great piece.
Yeah.
It's going out tomorrow.
It's really quite good.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All righty. Gary, I've been dying to see this. Speaking of skull
something
faces,
that I hacked out.
Oh my gosh.
Son of a gun.
Kidding me? All right. Now you said you put a timer on yourself, right? When you did this?
Yes.
Let's
Every
do
time
it.
I did it in like 45 minute to like an hour and a half increments, and I would time myself each shift, and it totaled to 35 hours.
Ethan, check
35.
this out, man.
I've seen him do this, man. It's glorious.
It's one of those things that somebody made a comment, all artists are crazy. And, at first I was offended, and then I realized, I was talking to David about this. When I was looking at this original, the Wrightson piece, I thought, you know what? I think I could recreate that. See, this is where the crazy comes in.
Exactly.
I think I could recreate that.
Yeah.
And then I start drawing it. I was like, what the hell was I thinking? This is insane.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I had started it, so I just kind of kept plugging away, and here it is.
I think it's probably one of the greatest comic book art pieces ever created.
well, would you call it comic art? I'd call it illustration. It was in the book.
Yeah,
It wasn't in a comic.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
But this is on 14 by 20, so it's a little larger, and it's all brush.
Jeez.
Ethan, what were you going to
You
say?
are nuts, man.
I mean, I just think about the woodcutters that had their work printed in newspapers back in the 1800s, that it just looks extraordinary today. And I just think, you know what, like if Bernie Wrightson were able to show them, work like this, he would just blow them out of the water. It makes me proud. And I knew Bernie Wrightson. You guys knew him too. Aaron probably met him.
5 times. He never remembered me the next time.
I met him once.
Yeah. I knew him. He called himself my friend a couple of times, and I miss him a lot. But he was
He's a very nice guy.
Extraordinary man. Yeah.
Yep. And talented like crazy.
And humble too. When I talked to him, I was
unlike you,
gushing over his work, and then he said, hey, I'm just passing it along. Like he's just considered just, he received it and he's passing it along. I'm like, that was a really cool answer,
Yeah. Especially when you get to the top of the mountain like that, it's kind of like you can either be a complete dick or you can be a good dude. And
that's true.
From all accounts, he was a good dude. So
very much like Dale Keown. I mean, the greats, they're not here to pull out their male members and slam them down on the table. They're humble. They're nice.
Mm-hmm.
Which is how I know I'm not one of the greats, because I'm.
Vespa guy for $10 says, "Hail, Graybeards! Looking forward to seeing what you gentlemen create today. Thank you for the 10 Vespa. We are looking forward to seeing it too. So let's get to it. David, what are you going to do today?
Fearsome.
Fearsome? Okay, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
We'll find a use for it, David. Don't you worry.
Dan, what are you thinking?
I'm not sure yet. I'm deciding right now.
Oh, so you're hesitating. All right. Now, you have to know Ethan's backstory to appreciate my choice, but I am going to go with Plastic Man today.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Because, and I'll have Ethan tell this story in a minute, but I kept going to Dan to deal going, I want to do a Plastic Man miniseries. He goes, no, Ethan's got that. Ethan's going to do that. We're holding that for Ethan. And they never got to do it because of Ethan. Although they ended up doing it after we all got after Ethan got exiled. I was later, but I got to do a Plastic Man cover. So,
hey, Aaron, I do have something to share, by the way. If you,
I do too. I thought we were showing what we're working on.
I'm
right
sorry.
now.
Before you do that, I was thinking why. As soon as you said why you were doing Plastic Man, I thought, okay, that's probably Ethan's easiest character.
Well, I'm going to do Woozy Winks too. So,
okay.
Look at
so
this.
I showed this in progress last week. This is pretty much done, except we're going to add a bunch more people. But this is for Chrissy Mayer's, comedy event at the Villa Roma.
Dan, this is really, really good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So look, there's Cecil with his thing. There's Lila and Gino. I forget the girl's name, Gina or something. A lot of people here. I don't know everyone.
The job on the faces are just really good, Dan. Nice work. I mean, the whole thing is good, but your ability to sort of capture the likenesses in a very charming way, like I said, is very.
They keep adding people. They keep adding people. Like I got to squeeze. Fortunately, I have them all in different layers, so I'm just moving them around, and people are getting. She's adjusting the heights and some of these guys, and because I don't know how tall they are.
Thank God for digital art, right? You can go in there and move stuff around and.
But it means
That's
I got to render all these characters fully, and then it's like it's a lot of work. It's a lot.
Oh, look at Chrissy! It looks just like her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good, man.
Hey.
That's amazing. You can zoom in and get closer. Wow.
Look at that.
Dan, do you have the phone
And a little
number of
closer,
that,
and
that blonde?
You get the phone number of that blonde down there.
That's
Gary
Zia.
wants to
She
talk
does.
to her
She does
about
live
that.
streams in a bikini half the time. So yeah, it's fun. I'm sure this is going to be a great event, and I don't know if tickets are on sale yet, but they will be soon. So
There you go.
lots. I see. There's all these people, then there's more people being added. So it's pretty cool. Anyways, that's it.
Excellent. Thank you for that. That's really nice, Dan. I mean,
Yes.
seriously, that's
Thanks.
really nice.
It's one of my favorite pieces of yours.
Really? Okay.
Now, Ethan, tell us about this.
Oh, okay. So we're I've been taking some of the money from my successful campaigns of Yore and rolling it into hiring people to do new stuff for me, so that Cyberfrog material can come out more frequently than once every decade. That's what this is. These are the Cyberfrog prequel series that I set up. First one is called The Diary of Heather Swain. And the idea is to tell the story of the world, of planet Earth, before Cyberfrog arrives in 1996. So from 1993 to 1996, Heather Swain is living in a world where the Vespis are monitoring it and using brain waves in a certain frequency to weaken humanity and allow them to either eat themselves and each other, or become submissive and able to be conquered. And in this environment, Heather Swain meets Anne O'Malley, who fans know will later become Cyberfrog's archenemy, Dystopia. She's a teenage girl. There she is. She is a dark force to Heather Swain, who is very naive and sweet and thinks she can be a good influence on Anne, who thinks Anne has a rough home life.
That's like David's influence on Dan.
Very much, yeah, I think so. So Heather and Anne just engage in this toxic relationship, this friendship that kind of a misunderstanding happens that leads Anne to go crazy. Anne is involved in witchcraft and Satanism, and she summons this thing called Deathfly. And Deathfly is all about the 1990s Cyberfrog. He is Heather's archenemy. He's obsessed with her. He's a cannibal. He's a killer. And you're going to see him deal with Heather before Cyberfrog arrives to kind of save the day 3 years from now. But it all starts here in 1993. You're going to see what happens to Heather Swain and what makes her so uniquely the type of person who would become best friends with an alien frog from space. It's going to happen right here. The second book is called Frog Meets World. It's Cyberfrog from 1996 to 1998. It's the book that Kelsey Shannon came up with. Kelsey said, I'd like to go back and do the fun Cyberfrog from the 90s with you. And I said, that sounds great, Kelsey. He drew one cover and then ghosted me. I don't know where Kelsey is now. So I've hired, nobody knows. Is he alive? Who knows? I hope he's okay.
Yes.
But I've hired Ben Herrera, who is friends with everybody here, to go in and take his place. Ben is speedy. He's fast. He's cartoony. He reminds me of Humberto Ramos in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got Jason Wright coloring him. So we're going to pick up. You're going to have two prequel series running simultaneously. You'll have Heather leading up to the point where Cyberfrog Frog Meets World takes over, and you'll see how their friendship happens. And you'll see them get involved with Scorpion and Rumblebee and all these things. The best part of it, the first story arc, is Cyberfrog saves Heather's life. You find out what happened, how they met in Wreck Planet. But how did Heather Swain get a quote-unquote second date from Cyberfrog? And that story is what picks up with issue 1. Like, how do you get Cyberfrog to come back? You're just a human he saved. Heather finds a way. And that's what the story's about. It's a lot of fun. It's great artwork from Ben Herrera. We'd like to get these books coming out quarterly, the Cyberfrog Frog Meets World books. The Heather Swain books are 64 pages. They're big. First one is done by Stefani Renee, very realistic style. And then the second two and we might do a third one with him as well. Sven Stoffels is doing this Cyberfrog the animated series style of artwork. He's a fantastic artist. I showed Anna, the new Cyberfrog character. I showed Anna the new Cyberfrog character from Heather Swain, and she cooed and cawed. She called it the cutest thing she'd ever seen. Should I premiere? Can I premiere like the
Yes.
Are you kidding?
Of course.
Of course.
Hey, the chat's not going to know what to make of this, but it's funny. It's like, this is Sven Stoffels, and this is his depiction of the new character that's going to premiere from in the Heather Swain book. Okay. There she is. Her name's Shamanad, everybody.
Wow.
And it was like, oh my God. We'll explain what all this is. This looks really gay, but this is but you'll understand what Shamanad represents. You know, and it's pretty cool. And you know, what happens to Shamanad and everything leads to a lot of where Heather Swain ends up going in the third book. So there we go. And then I'm working right now on my page. I'm gonna have about 2 pages of artwork for the first Heather Swain book, just because I need to tie it into Wreck Planet. So you've got Heather Swain like in Cyberfrog in 2018, which is the present, and Cyberfrog's just like, I just saw you hit that woman. Cyberfrog doesn't know Anne O'Malley is dystopia. He doesn't, for some reason, he's like, you know, who, what? But Heather punches Anne really hard in the jaw in Wreck Planet. And so Cyberfrog's like, what was that about? And Heather's basically like, long story. But it meant the series. So, you know, that's how we're going to get into the Diary of Heather Swain.
Well, that early sign up for this, the link is in the description of this video. You guys need to check that out, as well as Fearsome that Ethan's working on with David Williams. You'll find a link in there. My Wraith of God 3, Gary's book, Brush with Destiny, and of course, Dan's website, where he's now offering original art for sale. Also, in the description of this video, you'll find links for all that good stuff. And I do want to show one thing. We hit our $80,000 stretch goal, which means another trading card, and this one is a Trunk, who is my elephant character from the nightclub. So we're gonna have Trunk fighting Helephant, I guess.
Fantastic.
It's Destiny.
Aaron, you could do the next Helephant book is going to be Zombie Harambe versus Helephant. So Harambe the gorilla is going to rise from the grave.
Oh my gosh!
And go ape shit. That's what it's going to be called. Going ape shit. Oh
is this one of those black label books where you can?
Yeah, you can use curse. You can curse in it if you want to.
Yeah. Ethan, what was the name of that butterfly girl character?
Shamanad. She's so I'll tell you what it is. It's like in Cyberfrog, in Heather's world, in Heather's imagination, in her dreams, these butterflies appear to her, and this one in particular comes down from her bedroom and lands on her and says, you know, my name's Shamanad. I am a gift. I'm your gift. And she's like, I used to belong to a famous concert pianist composer, and she died a long time ago, and I've been looking for a new love, and it's you. And Heather Swain is a really talented pianist. So the idea is that talent is represented by these butterflies. And if you're really, really talented, and this is the 1994 book, if you're really, really talented, you have an invisible butterfly who loves you, who will stay with you as long as you exercise your talents. So Heather's like, are you the only butterfly I have? And there's her room is lit up with butterflies. They're like, we're all looking to, and then this one butterfly comes and lands on her blanket, and he has like Kirby dots all over his wings. And he goes, you know, you ever think about drawing comic books, Heather? And it's Jack Kirby's butterfly, because Jack Kirby just died.
Wow.
So, you know, Kirby's butterfly is looking for a new host, a new friend. So the idea, again, it could be real, could not be real. It's in Heather's dreams. But the idea is that we have these things called gifts that are butterflies. And as long as we exercise our talent, you know, your drawing talent could have belonged, you know, to Rembrandt at some point. and now belongs to you, Gary, and that's quite possible.
Well, believe it or not, I have one of those butterflies.
Do you?
Yeah. Aaron, would you pull up my screen?
Let's see. That is what your that's what your gift would look like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
But they only stay with you. They stay with you as long as you work on your, like, Heather plays piano really well, and then in the book slowly she stops, and so you can imagine what's going to happen to poor Chaminade. That's that's where the book is going. But I'm doing this. I think I can write for little girls. You'll understand it too. Guys will dig it too. But I think when Anna like freaked out over the butterfly and I was like, yeah, I think I think this will be a good book for little girls to read.
Because you have a little girl, that's why.
Yeah, and I grew up with sisters. I have like 4 sisters, so
yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
Well, no, I mean that
How many
sounds
brothers?
fantastic. When
3.
Oh man, you grew up like I did. Yeah, I got 4 brothers, 4
huge
sisters.
family. Wow.
Yeah.
So when are you launching this, Ethan?
Friday. So Friday, I think probably around noon. Right in time for San Diego Comic-Con, because I'm a genius. Everybody's going to be gone, but I'll launch my campaign then, and hopefully people will support it. I was looking for 1,000 signatures. We're up to 1,600 and change right now. It's great.
That's excellent.
So Ethan, I'm taking a crack at one of these stories, right? In Frog Meets World.
Yeah, you're gonna. Oh yeah, Frog Meets World. So there's gonna be like one main 22-page story, and then I'd like to hire some of you guys to do 10-page backups.
Yeah.
That way we can get
so
out
people,
and we can move around a
yeah,
little bit.
people sign up because you wanted to get the latest and find out, if that's how the details on that. So I may be doing like a 10-pager or something like that.
You're doing a 10-pager that's just a fun rock and roll story where Cyberfrog is fighting Tormentula in the parking lot of Chicken Fry. Because he came to get lunch from Heather. He wanted to just surreptitiously grab some. So she's at work. You're going to be designing the interior of the Chicken Fry restaurant.
Oh,
Thanks,
really?
Dan.
Okay.
And she's going to try to serve him while there's chaos all around with this, with Tormentula, who is a character that we have not seen yet. I'll design him for you real quick. And we'll see Cyberfrog fighting him back in the 90s.
All right, I'm excited, man.
It's going to be fun. Everybody, like, if anybody wants to do one of these 10-page stories, like Aaron, I know you're real busy, but maybe we can get 3 or 4 pages out of you. I know you're doing your own thing right now.
Well, when I wrap this up, I'll have some dead time. So, I mean, I'll be done with this in about a month. Right.
Little work for hire,
Yeah.
I mean.
I'm totally up for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
been... Go ahead.
Whatever characters you like from the Cyberfrog universe, and we can make it work. We can come up with something.
I've been doing all these covers, pinups, and stuff like that. But man, I love sequentials probably the most. I love to tell a story. You know what I mean? Although your pinups, you're telling a story in a pinup somewhat. I love, man, just
Ethan, I would
page
love
to
to
page.
do, I would love to do that story of Hobo Butterfly.
I don't know. I don't know if that one's gonna work. But we can find something for you, I'm sure.
I just tell them to cut down on the stogies with that.
Yeah, cut on the smoking. Let me grab a couple super chats here, guys. Vespa guy for $10. Thank you, Vespa. He says Gary casually showing why he's a master at inking and pimping. So we had to throw the pimping in there, Gary. Robert the Bruce for $4.99. Thank you, Robert. He says, "Hail, Aaron. Healing from my cannonball quite quickly. It was well deserved, Robert. Hail, Frog Father. Hail, Brohawk. Can't wait for another win. Hail, Dan and G Money." Did he leave? I mean, did he leave me out of the hails? Oh no, he didn't. Okay, hail, Aaron. Okay.
Wow, Aaron.
All right.
Wait, did he just say though another win by David?
Wow, Aaron.
Yeah. I was about to cannonball him again. I was like, oh yeah, wait a minute. He just said hail. I'll give him a break. Dan, you're getting behind, buddy. You better start drawing.
All right, I got to switch my camera.
Everybody's like half done already.
Right.
Whoa, I wouldn't say that.
Well,
just
all right.
I want to shout
down.
out to Randy Howe. He's been sharing all the links. Thank you for doing that, Randy.
Yep, appreciate that, Randy, very much. Ethan, I'm going to do everything I can to distract you. And one of the things I wanted to ask you was, can you give us your your pitch for Plastic Man that never got done?
Oh yeah. Well, one of the things that I really disliked about the way that Plastic Man was being treated by DC Comics was that he was basically, a jackass. They turned him into this waka 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 annoyance,
Yes.
where he was just because they thought they didn't understand what Jack Cole was doing with him. I've read all the Jack Cole stories. I love Plastic Man, and Plastic Man was the cool guy in a world full of jackasses. Like his enemies were stupid gangsters and dummies and greedy parasites and things like that. And he was, even though his powers were funny to look at and amusing to look at, he was Mr. Cool. Like he was never annoying. There was never a point where he would become Wonder Woman's swimsuit and and be like an annoying jacket. That's not who he was. So I told Dan, I said, look, you can continue to do these books where Plastic Man is being funny, but he never actually is funny. It's all these like comic book writers with their sense of humor, which is stupid. He's never actually made anyone laugh. He's just supposed to be the clown. But I said, I think what we should do is we should really just kind of set Plastic Man in Gotham City. So he's Eel O'Brien. He's a black Irish gangster. Okay. Like he is part of the mob. And he has a friend named Woozy Winks, who is a degenerate gambler, borrows some money from Eel O'Brien's boss. This is before he becomes Plastic Man, Eel O'Brien's boss. And he's ducking. And basically, the boss tells Eel that he's got to go over there and he's got to, shake down, rough up Woozy Winks. And when Eel gets there, he can't do it. He sees his friend who's a goofball. He's Maurice Wiggs, and he just says, you got to get out of town. You got to just disappear because they're coming to kill you. They sent me here to beat you up. I don't want to beat you up. If you can get out of town, I can say that I beat you up and whatever it is, but you need to leave. So Woozy wants to leave, but he ends up going to a casino instead and starts gambling, and he gets seen. So now the boss knows that Eel O'Brien betrayed him. He did not do what he was supposed to do. Woozy's just fine. So I think Eel even goes back and says he's dead. He killed himself or something like that. He says something to get Woozy, off the hook.
Right.
So he lies. And the boss knows, but he doesn't let on. He has some boys say, hey, we're going to rob Ace Chemical Factory, which is the place where the Joker was born. In Gotham. And for some reason, you would want to rob Ace Chemical Factory. I don't know what they have there, but that is where Plastic Man.
Everybody wants to go there.
People want to go to the Ace Chemical Factory. It never goes well for anybody who goes there. But they take him there, and he's supposed to rob the place. They end up shooting him and betraying Eel, and he some of the acid in one of the barrels that made.
I was
the
just going to ask, does he fall into a vat of?
They shoot him just like Jack Cole made it so that they shot barrels of the acid, and the acid spilled all over him. So he was dying. He's covered in this acid. And the Catholic Church, some clergy finds Eel O'Brien and, says, hey, you should really turn your life around. And Eel's like, yeah, these guys are rats. I really should turn my life around. That's what I'm going to do, Father. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my life around. So Eel O'Brien is the most duplicitous human being in Gotham City. That's what he is. He goes, you're never really sure. He becomes Plastic Man with his powers. He discovers I have these I stretch now. He's got these plastic powers. He changes his face and he becomes Plastic Man and goes to work for the FBI. But he's working for the FBI as Plastic Man, a superhero, in order to get his mob enemies out of the way. So he's still functioning as Eel O'Brien. He's rising up in the ranks as a gang lord, because he sells out. He's the ultimate rat. He's selling out all of his enemies to the FBI as Plastic Man. And you're not sure which one is the real guy. That's the whole thing. It's like, is he really Eel O'Brien pretending to still be a gangster? Or is he Plastic Man who's pretending to be a good guy? Don't really know. But he functions in the DCU as being the guy who knows he knows where Two-Face is. He knows what Two-Face is doing. He knows the Gotham underworld and informs on them to the Justice League when that's necessary. So that was always the plan for Plastic Man. Dan DiDio loved it, and he kept saying, you're going to do it, you're going to do it. but then he realizes there's no money in it, so he would like he's paying me too much to, like, I had a pretty big page rate, so when I'd say I think it's time to do Plastic Man, he'd say sure, and we want you to. What do you think about Flash Rebirth or something instead? So he kept putting things like in my path, and I got canceled eventually. Dan did call me, and he said one of the last conversations we had while I was still employed at DC was Dan saying, I don't think you're ever going to get to Plastic Man. We want to let Gail Simone take a crack at it. Are you okay with that? And you ask my permission. And I was like, do whatever you want, of course. It's going to stink. But go do it. Yeah, sure. So, again, I loved Dan DiDio for that. I thought that was really cool of him to hang on to it for that long. But yeah, he also made it so that I couldn't do it,
Well, Dan was notorious for liking ideas and, oh yeah, we'll do it. And then realizing at the last minute, this isn't going to make any money, and then trying to get out of it, or
That's right. Yeah.
He finally let me do Metamorphose simply because, they had to do something with the character. Because I had been bugging him because I tried to get, like I said, I tried to get Plastic Man. He go, no, Ethan's going to be doing that, so you can't touch that.
That might have been an excuse so that nobody could do Plastic Man. No, Ethan's going to do it. So, but I mean, they never had any intention of letting me do it, I guess. I got to do his origin story with Mark Waid for Countdown, I think it was.
Yeah, I honestly think that Dan wanted to do this stuff because I think he was a fan of it, but he always, the numbers always got in the way. I was like, this is, yep. He had to been getting pressure from above, in terms of making profitability, and he'd have these books I'm sure he wanted to do, but he just never felt like they could, at the last minute he'd chicken out and go, this isn't going to do well, and then he would look bad for doing it, so then he wouldn't do it.
Well, Aaron, did you see those super chats, or do I need to break out my sound effect?
You're going to have to break out your sound effect because I have my back turned.
Okay, hold on.
So, Ethan, did Gail actually do Plastic Man?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Evil One for 5. Ask E what the heck happened to Jimmy Reyes. It's been driving me crazy, and we all want hobo butterfly stories.
What does one have to do with the other?
I'm not sure. He's jamming as much as he can in for 5. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. Jimmy's doing Christian videos now or something, or Bible videos, or I'm not really sure.
We miss him, and I mean, I hope he can figure out a way to come back.
Yep, there you go. That's about all we can say.
Well, the first step in becoming a Christian is to ghost all your friends, right?
Well, and fulfill your campaigns would be good too.
That would be nice.
Evil One for 2. Also, wish Cyberfrog was here. A housefly is bugging me.
That could be a side job that
he's good kill flies for people.
By the way, Ethan, your Plastic Man, I thought that was a really interesting take because doesn't look you have muscle structure still in it, which was really interesting, in the hand and stuff.
Oh, on that one image where I redesigned his costume. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like it's just all rubbery. It's actually got some muscle structure to it, which I thought was really a cool thing.
He has to stretch quite a bit before the muscle structure breaks down. That's how I would see it.
Yeah.
Eventually, if he's just stretching his arm a little bit, he's still got the muscle of the arm. But the further he stretches, obviously, the more it's like pulling taffy. The more it kind of breaks down. But yeah, I mean, it would have been good. I would have enjoyed. I forgot that I got to redesign him. I told DC, I said, Plastic Man is the only character that you have whose costume has never been updated since the 1940s. His costume is weird, because it just hasn't really. Nobody's done anything to make it more modern. They've just left it the way it is. So he's got these bare legs and this weird kind of wrestling outfit. It's
isn't it sort of like a string in front,
cross strings?
Yeah, that's pretty gay. Yeah.
Well, It was kind of like Robin, that whole shorts and bare-legged thing. Just really not a good look.
No, it's not cool.
No, I don't even know if it was cool in the 40s. I'm not really sure why those guys couldn't come up with something better.
So Hellboy Hendrix wants to know what everybody's drawing. Dan?
I'm still not telling.
Okay.
I'm doing well, damn, we can see that. It looks like the Flash to me.
Help.
See it.
You just blew it, man.
Did I? I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious.
Did I really?
No, Stealth, as you know from the chat, he's a big supporter of all of our campaign. Or, he buys lots of original artwork. Asked me to do this Flash, so I'm not that I'm selling to him. I'm just that I'll do it just as a thank you for all the work he's been sending us.
So he's getting this for free. That's what you're saying?
I didn't say that either.
He gets to look at it for free.
Let's not get carried away, right?
Don't feel obligated to have to buy it or anything.
And looks like David's
especially if it
doing,
sucks. If it sucks, don't worry about it.
David's doing Skull Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I saw how Ethan won last time, so I said, okay, I'm doing that.
Well, I just realized I had to do this on 11 by 17 or it's not going to work.
We can't hear you, Aaron.
I said I just realized I have to do this on 11 by 17 paper or it's not going to work.
Oh, so you have to start over?
Yes. I know. Such a typical move by me.
Say that is that the Van Sciver intimidation factor? You're already like, oh, this is too small. I better.
Yeah, well, yeah, the pressure's mounting for sure. My record on Monday nights, I went from winning 4 in a row to like losing 3 straight. So I'm like,
Is that why you're not showing up anymore?
Huh?
Is that why you're not showing up anymore?
Well, actually, I didn't show up Monday night because I had to pick my daughter up. She's at a dance thing and she doesn't drive yet, and it ends at 5 my time. So I was like stuck in traffic. I got back just in time to see the auction.
The auction was great.
Yeah, it went really well.
Yeah, David's piece sold well, didn't it? It was, yeah, that was a great piece though. Shit, it deserved it. So
yeah, some nice pieces. That always helps, I think, with the prices. You do nice pieces, people tend to pay a little bit more for them.
Yeah.
You're getting people defending you, Aaron. Rachel Brinkley says Aaron is so fussy. Plus, I bet he will put in a finished 11 by 17 piece. So it was an insult and a compliment in the same sentence.
Interesting. We'll see if I pull this off.
So is it like being fussy and being a perfectionist kind of the same thing, but they
fussy
have
and perfectionist? So that's kind of like those two words combined is pussy. I can't be the only one who realized that.
No, we did not realize that.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling pretty
Sorry
good
about
now. Yeah, that's.
I think it's time for.
Wow, well-read comics for 5 says catch my new show tonight, Unzipped. I don't know about that. Born on a coat hanger, Lord Gunther Jeebus exposed. I don't
know what any of this means.
I know, but any show called Unzipped makes me nervous. But there you go. Well-read comics has a new show apparently tonight, and I would assume on the YouTube. So I guess check that out if you're brave.
Lucky is God says Dan is doing Flash and EVS is right there. Ballsy.
Well,
I'm not that good. I never thought I was a good Flash artist. I really never. I mean, I had good ideas for like how to draw Flash movement, and that's what I wanted to do, to explore. But yeah, I still I don't really open up Flash Rebirth fondly and look back on that. I don't think it's very good.
What?
Aaron, did you draw Flash?
I did a couple
in any of the books.
Yeah, I did when I was doing Justice League. I drew them, and I don't know if did. You, Ethan, did you come up with the lightning coming off his ankle things and the lightning coming off the lightning on his costume?
Yeah, coming off
you?
I think so. No, you know what?
Wasn't that a Carmine Infantino thing?
Yeah, the lightning was a Carmine Infantino. I mean, I kind of went ballistic with it and made it. I was thinking like McFarlane spaghetti webbing. Like it should just be different thicknesses. It should look more like electricity and more interesting to look at. And he should be covered in it because it kind of represents interaction with the Speed Force.
Right.
That's what I was always thinking. But I would do things like I wanted to do more things with blurring his body as he was running and elongating, like, you know, if he zips from one place to the next in a millisecond, you should see like his form kind of elongate a little bit like Plastic Man. And I was doing things like that for a little while, and then I said, I'm not being appreciated for this. There aren't enough people telling me how smart I am. I better stop this. That's not a good sign when you're trying to be a smarty pants and nobody's agreeing with you that you're smart.
That's the only time that I ever, whenever I tried to do something really, really cool and then no one would even acknowledge or notice it, you're like, why am I bothering?
Yeah, I know. Who cares?
Yeah, these extra bolts are costing me money, man.
It's true. Spend all that extra time and no one cares. And then you do something like, the rush job or whatever. People are like, oh, that was so cool the way you did. And you're just like,
yeah,
whatever.
Oh, that's always the case. Yeah.
Jetto Jaga, I hope I'm saying that correctly. CG King should draw Pit next.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Cool, man. I've never drawn Pit.
I did once on this show. We did, I don't know. I think we were just doing an image theme, and I picked Pit, but we'd have to get Dale and actually make him draw. That's the tough thing.
The chat likes that idea.
Yeah, that would be cool, man.
So
drawing Pit with Dale, that'd be tough.
I had a Pit.
Oh, go ahead, David.
I was gonna say I have a Pit ripoff character, but it's based off of Dale's name because me and a friend used to Jamaicafy his name and call him Dal Kwan. And so I said, "Oh man!" So I started drawing like the Pit and started putting dreads on him and stuff. And he's like blue black, purple black type of black, And I said, "Oh man, this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be my answer to Pit. It's Dal Kwan."
How come you didn't share that story when he was on the show?
Yeah, that's right.
He made me nervous. I don't know. I was like, oh man! I was like, is he gonna sue me if I tell him this?
No, we're proud because that was the Christmas show. We had Ethan, we had you, we had John and Dale on, and we actually got Dale to draw.
Wow.
Yeah, he drew a badass elf.
Yeah, he drew that elf.
Another time, and he didn't stay. Remember the other time he came on?
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting him. He just showed up, and I was like, but he had to leave early, so we couldn't get him to draw that time. But that was...
He drew when we were fixing the Wolverine cover.
Yes, he did.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
And kicked all our butts.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm getting a artist tool question.
Yep.
Golem Wolf. It is not a newbie question. He's said that he just recently got a Raphael 8408 brush and heard tell that I use tape on my brush. He wants me to explain. I put tape on the barrel. I don't know if you could see it. It makes it helps prevent building that callus up on your finger. It's a softer to make it thicker. And the other thing is when the brush starts to get old and starts to split. The hairs start to split, and you can't, get a fine line anymore. You tape the edge of the brush to the barrel. You see it overlapping there. It's kind of blurry. You see it overlapping, and that pulls the brush hair back together, and you can get it revives the brush and easily doubles the life of the brush doing that.
We used to joke about that in the studio. It was like, you'll be inking on a brush, using a brush you've had for a long time, and suddenly your ink lines are crap, and you're like, I can't even remember how to ink anymore. Then you get a new brush, and it's like, it all comes back.
I know. You first think, when that starts to happen, you think, oh, I can't ink anymore. What happened to my powers? And then after a while, you realize that it has to be the tool, and then you get a new brush, and then you think you're an inking god again.
Yep. The bigger question is, I want to know where you got that 8404 at. Because those are hard to come by these days. Ethan, have you always been a pen guy?
Yeah, I never learned brush. I tried Crowquill and just was very clumsy with it and didn't understand. Decided early on that I'd rather I was comfortable inking with pens, and there's no reason to change that. So,
well, the thing is,
I never got the hang of Crowquills.
But drawing with pen, we draw with a pencil, so inking with a pen like that seems like the most natural fit for a lot of us, I think.
Yeah, I realized that I was already penciling. DC's one of their early complaints about me was that I penciled so tight that there was no room for variance with the inker, and basically all the inker could do was screw up what I'd already done. Because you'd have to follow very closely, like every single line that and they'd get the eyeball out of whack a little bit, and they'd ruin the whole thing. So I just kind of said, I'm already drawing this tight with pencil. Why don't I just draw this tight with pen? Do a quick layer of blue line, and instead of finishing it with pencil, finish it with pen and get paid twice as much money. Get the ink rate too.
Right.
And DC Comics allowed me to do that. When
Ethan, coming from an inker, keep that to yourself.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was always trying to figure out how to make money in comics because it's not really easy to do that. Like people, they go, the top salary is $250 a page at DC for a penciler, and you go, well, it takes me 2 days to do a page sometimes, so I can't live on that.
Right.
I need to figure out how to bump that up a little bit, and so inking myself helped a little bit, and then getting an exclusive contract bumped my page rate up 4 times that. It was crazy. And then because there's the secret is, there's a page rate and then there's a book rate. Okay, so page rate stops at $250, but book rate can be $1 million an issue. It can, for Frank Miller. So
wait a minute. How do they differentiate? If you're doing is that a prestige format? Do they classify that as a book rate? How do they make that?
No, when you are exclusive, when you have an exclusive contract at DC, you can say, well, I'm getting a page rate, but I don't want a page rate anymore. I want a book rate. So you stop from, you go, well, okay, from now on, you're going to be, for 22 pages, you will be receiving this much money. And it prorates itself if you're doing a 48 page, prestige format book. But that just makes it so that it's a book rate. It's not a page rate, but if you divide it down, you'll see that you're making way more money per page than you were before.
I see. Page. Oh, okay. When you say book rate, you're getting paid for the entire book then, is what you meant by that.
Right. But you could still, they still prorate it. So you're getting paid when you turn in a page. So, it's basically their way of holding artists at bay. No, you're already getting the top rate. You have to know the secret formula. You have to know the secret code word, which is book rate, in order to move up from, the top rate at DC. And very few people learn that. So, but you have to be invited to be exclusive too, and all these other things. So, I figured that out, and then, selling original artwork, and then only working on big projects, only saying, is this project going to make royalties? And then before you knew it, I was doing okay. I was making good money in comics by just sort of, all of those things together.
Well, you got the system figured out for sure. I mean, when my contract was over at DC and they didn't renew it, because they went through that period of time where they were just taking everybody off contracts, except for really, really, like Finch stayed on, and you probably were as well. I think you were still there. But they were starting to remove everybody off contracts. And but Dan let me keep my contractual page rate, so I wouldn't drop down to the 250 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, Dan was always super good to me, so I have nothing but good things to say about him.
Yeah, same here.
Graham doesn't seem to like him.
Who doesn't?
Graham.
Oh yeah, Graham got mistreated by Dan.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
reason. Yeah, he didn't like his stuff for whatever reason, and that's kind of the thing. It's like if he happened to like your style for whatever reason, you were good,
Mm.
But if he didn't, then it was, a real uphill battle.
Well, Ivan Rice was the house style, was the Dan Didio house style.
Yeah.
So if you could draw that kind of representative realism, then you were going to be good there with Dan. Dan liked that. He wasn't crazy about the cartoony guys, but, if you were a cartoony guy, Eddie Berganza would hire you, and he listened to Eddie Berganza. So there are ways. But Dan was always super nice. I think under Dan really wanted to take care of his guys. So he would try to figure out a way to get you on contract. And they wanted to, once you were on contract, they wanted to keep you on contract. And it was almost embarrassing for them if they lost you to Marvel.
Right.
So, I just remember the 2010, I was really upset that my contract was coming to an end and I didn't get to draw Blackest Night, which I co-created. Everybody got to draw Blackest Night except for me. So I was really upset about it. And I just kind of said, I'm going to go to Marvel. And, Marvel is a whole different place than DC. They're just, they don't really care too much about too many of their people, not like DC does. And Brian Michael Bendis said, we'll be working together, Ethan. I said, wow, that's great. But let's find a project. I don't want to just come over here and be the fill-in guy again like I was on New X-Men. I'd rather work on big event stories, like single stories, big event that will become a trade and make royalties. And he said, yeah, I'll call you. And he never called me. For like 4 weeks, he didn't call me while David Bogart at DC was sending me. He kept faxing me the same contract over and over again. When are you going to sign this? And I was trying to do it secretly without DC knowing. I was just like, hang on. I got to talk to Bendis and make sure we have a project lined up. Well, Marvel leaked it to Bleeding Cool. Marvel said Ethan Van Sciver is currently in negotiations with Marvel Comics and Brian Michael Bendis to leave DC and go there, which was like, oh, fuck. So Jeff Johns called me up, and he was furious with me. He said, I can't believe that you would leave DC to go work for Marvel. He slammed the phone down, and I was like, I said, Jeff, it's just, he called back. He's like, I'm sorry, I can't let this go. Why are you doing this? And I just kind of said, I feel like in order to rise up a little bit, you got to move back and forth, like Dave Finch just did. Dave's coming over here. I'm going to go over there. And he just said, that's irresponsible. It's reckless. It's stupid. You shouldn't do it. He slammed the phone down again. He called me back up, and he was 10 minutes later and was like, no, I'm not going to let this go. What's it going to take to get you to stay at DC? Like, he's talking to me like he's Dan Didio now. And he almost was, And I said, I don't know. I mean, listen, I was like, honestly, I can't get Bendis to call me when he says he's going to. I have a real bad feeling about this. So Jeff said, what if we match what they offered you and give you a new project? And I said, okay, yeah, that sounds all right. So it was just the fact that Jeff was calling me over and over again about it that made me feel like they cared and, all this stuff. So whereas Marvel had a history of not really treating me very well. So,
or anybody else.
Yeah, or anybody else. So I ended up signing with Jeff Johns, and that got on Bleeding Cool too, signing with DC. And the next thing you know, I've got Bendis calling me up finally and saying, what the hell are you doing? What are you playing at? He's like, I was in a creative meeting today, and I said, this is the story idea that Ethan Van Sciver and I are going to do. And they all laughed at me at the story meeting and said, Ethan just re-signed with DC, you idiot. And he's just like, so you made me look like a fool and a clown and an idiot and a jerk and a gay wad. So thanks a lot. And I said, Bendis, I said, what story did you propose to them? Because you didn't run it by me. And that's the whole thing. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. What story were you about to tell them that we were going to do together? We were supposed to talk about it. And we never did. You never called me like you said you were going to. And he called me a prima donna. And he said, well, you can thank me at least for getting you the raise at DC. And all this stuff. And then I saw him and Joe Posada, like, I told you that's how Ethan Van Sciver is. I told you. Talking back and forth on Twitter. And I was just like, this all could have been avoided if you just called me when you said you were going to.
Yeah, see that.
And we
You're
had
a prima donna because you expected him to call you back.
Well, we rolled out the red carpet at DC for Dave Finch. You know what I mean? It's like Dave Finch is coming over from Marvel. We want to make him comfortable. What is it that you want to do? Batman? Okay, you can do Batman. All this stuff. And it's like, I was thinking, well, maybe Marvel would treat me the same way because I knew that I was a revenge hire. I knew they were hiring me as revenge for DC taking Dave Finch. But they wouldn't even. So anyway, so that's how it worked over there. This is bad. I would have liked to have gone back. I wanted to do this thing where I was going to call it Cursed, and I wanted all the Marvel Universe guys. I had this whole idea that I was ready to talk to Bendis about, where these beautiful white angels come down from heaven and they're walking among humanity and they're saying, we're here to save humankind. And
any of them smoke cigars?
No, they're like, we're here to save humankind from yourselves, and they just want to eradicate the human race and send them, save them from themselves. And so in order to stop these weird angels, the Avengers take the Spirit of Vengeance curse, all of them. So they become Ghost Riders, but without the motorcycle. So you've got like fiery, like Thor with a skull and everything and a flaming hammer. You got Wolverine. All of these ideas that I pitched to Marvel eventually were stolen from me. Helverine exists. I called the character Ghost Spider. I said, it's going to be Ghost Spider. Get it? He's going to be like a skeleton, flaming skeleton who's going to shoot chains from there's a Ghost Spider now. All this stuff. But the Thing, like with magma, burnt, like lava coming out in between his rocks. I get so excited about this stuff. I said, it's going to be great action figures. But we couldn't work it out. So...
Is there a way that you could take those characters and make them your own without it being so overtly the Marvel ones and just tweak them?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could, I had a whole Ghost Rider story that was very much like, a relaunch, kind of like what I wanted to do with Plastic Man, a rethinking of Johnny Blaze and his story that, I mean, I could do something like that. But you know what? David, let's just do our own stuff. Let's just come up with brand new ideas. I always thought like Rob Liefeld doing, hiring Alan Moore to do Supreme because out of a temper tantrum, I got Superman stories. Yeah, you can't have them, DC. I always thought that was really a waste of time.
Especially when David was drawing it.
Were you drawing Supreme at that time, Dave?
Probably like a little bit before he came on.
Yeah. I'm not saying it wasn't good. I'm saying it's a waste of time. You could create something new. Like why do this kind of Superman thing?
Yeah, you got to start thinking that way. As the independents, you got to start thinking that way now. Like, wait, why dwell on the past? You get almost brainwashed into thinking about their characters. Start thinking about your own characters.
Aaron, Katie's here and she singles you out.
It's about time. Jeez. Wait a minute. I better see what she actually says. Katie says, hello, Graybeards. Hello, Aaron. Small case. Hello, Graybeards. Hello, Aaron. I'm working at ATM, but I'm working at the moment. See, I figured that out by myself. But wanted to say hello to the panel and the chat. Hail, Ethan Happy to see you here. Gary, I don't know, but it feels like she put more emphasis on that hail Ethan than the hello Aaron is kind of like she's passing by. Oh, hello Aaron. And by the way, hail Ethan. That's kind of how I'm reading that.
Well, I'm the guest. I'm the guest today
true,
to get the most attention.
Well, I mean, she's making progress. She's at least she's acknowledging you, Aaron.
I know. I guess I should be happy, but I'm really not, though. That's the thing.
That should be on your tombstone. I guess I should be happy, but I'm really not.
Excellent. There we're talking. All right. Now I was going to say that it's funny because in the 90s, when I was trying to break in and I was getting, sporadic work here and there, I spent a lot of time creating a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now. And it's funny that it was never derivative superhero stuff. It was always something else, another genre. It was like, Wraith of God I created in the mid-90s. I mean, that was obviously started off as a Western Ghost Rider proposal that Marvel wasn't interested in. And so then I, changed it. But then, I've got a fantasy thing. I got a barbarian thing. I got, sci-fi thing, all these different things. But there was I don't think I came up with one superhero concept that whole time, which is odd because I never really thought of it in those terms, but interesting.
Rachel Brinkley's asking me a question that I can't answer because I'll get in trouble. Aaron is such a prima donna. Gary? Don't drag me into that.
I don't know. I got a bad rep, Ethan. You know what that feels like? I don't know.
I can't imagine. Yeah. I feel so sorry for you.
Yeah, we all.
Hey, Ethan, I always get on these guys' cases. I say, you got to sell your books on these shows. You got to pitch your books. So now that you're here, can you pitch Fearsome? Like,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
With Gary
Fearsome.
Not interrupting with stupid.
Well, hang on a second. Let me bring it up because I have it prepared. Believe it or not. Here you go, Ethan.
Yeah,
Fearsome.
Fearsome is the book that I pitched to DC and Image and Marvel, and they all wanted it back in 2008, right before the housing market collapsed. It was me and Dave Finch and Steve McNiven. We decided we were going to unionize. We're going to form a group, like a little mini studio, and then say we want to get an even bigger book rate. All of us are going to get the same gigantic book rate. We'll come work for your company. And my pitch was Fearsome. And Fearsome is the story of a man named Eli Crown who suffers from narcolepsy and somnambulism, which means he walks in his sleep, somnambulism. So he walks in his sleep. And when he's asleep, he sees demons and he sees ghostly shapes and images. And they begin to appear as though these ghosts are coded messages calling out to him for help. And he's got the ability somehow. He has the ability to rescue these spirits that are beckoning him. That's what Fearsome is. It is a small town, suburban setting in which horrible crimes are being committed against children. And you'll see that as we go. I've got David Williams drawing it, which is a dream come true. It's amazing.
David's cover right there. Then we got a EVS special right there.
Ethan,
now, what draws him to this town, Ethan? About to
So his father lives there. Eli's father is a big man about town. He's very wealthy. He owns a nice bit of property. He owns a lot of businesses there. But Eli hasn't seen his father in 20 years. So it turns out that like his father is dying. He's in hospice, and they contact Eli and say you've got to you got to handle your father's estate because he's going to pass very soon. His father is in a coma, and so he shows up and he's going to settle matters. He's going to move in. He's got this new big palace that he's moved into. Not a palace, it's a nice little suburban mansion. And that's where all this stuff begins to happen. That's where he begins to witness the spirits, and you'll see what his purpose is. I don't want to give too much more away. That's all stuff that I think I've told before.
Now, this is 2 issues, right? That you're getting Fearsome 1 and 2 in this campaign. Is that correct?
Fearsome 1 and 2 in this campaign, and then we'll do a 3 and 4 if David's up for it after this.
Excellent. You guys, there is a link in the description of this video to take you right to Fearsome. If you have not backed it, please consider doing so. It's got some tremendous artwork, and the story is fabulous. You've got 2 top creators, Ethan and David, working on this, so you really do not want to miss that. And again, let's remind everybody that launching this week.
To let everybody know.
Oh yeah, go ahead, David.
I'm here for the long haul. We talked about 6 issues before, so I'm here.
6 issues, yeah. Eventually, I told you like I was going to turn it over to you to write. Like, you know, once we get 4 issues done, like, you know, you take over the book. I tell you how it ends, and then you take it from there, which would be the plan.
Well, we've also got Cyberfrog, Frog Meets World, launching this week. You can go ahead and pitch that again, Ethan, if you don't mind.
Yeah, okay. So these are 2 prequel books. Cyberfrog right now, the book that everybody's reading is takes place in 2018 after the Vespis invasion. So it's a devastated world. Cyberfrog was sent to Earth in 1996 as a second attempt from his alien world to make a stand against the Vespis. The Vespis are an invasive, parasitic alien species that has become weakened because they're overpopulated. They ravage planets too quickly, and they become kind of weak. But Earth is going to be their last staging ground where they're going to be able to regroup. Their exoskeletons are going to become stronger because of the oxygen in the atmosphere. They're going to become invincible if they land on Earth. So Cyberfrog is sent from this world to stop them from the only planet that's ever successfully repelled the Vespis. So he carries within him a secret to stopping the invasion. We don't know what that is yet. Cyberfrog doesn't even know what it is yet. But he's sent there. The Vespis are way smarter than they anticipated, and Cyberfrog is put in a coma for 20 years. But between the years of 1996 and 1998, 98 is the invasion, he was a superhero with best friend Heather Swain, dealing with preparing the world to face this impending invasion. He tells Heather Swain, "Your world's coming to an end. That's why I'm here." She's, doesn't quite believe him. Anyway, that's Frog Meets World. That's the story there. Now, before that, before Cyberfrog arrives in 1993, the Vespis have already begun to send signals to Earth. Remember when Dan Rather was attacked by that guy who says, "What's the frequency, Kenneth?" That was the Vespis who did that. The Vespis were, sending messages to this guy and causing him to become violent and a little bit crazed, trying to understand the frequency that he kept hearing in his head. But Heather Swain in 1993 exists in this world where the Vespis are softening up humanity for the invasion. She meets her new best friend, Anne O'Malley, moves in across the street. Nice Irish family, just like Heather's comes from a nice Irish family. And she has a corrosive effect on Heather's psyche, on her self-esteem. And then Anne also practices witchcraft and summons a creature called Deathfly, which everybody knows from the 90s Cyberfrog series. So all of that's going to happen. It's toxic friendship that leads to mass murder and cannibalism. I don't know how else to, while in the midst of an impending invasion. Yeah. So it's a fun book. It's okay for your kids, even though there's going to be some
though there's mass murder.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe 12 and up, maybe 11, 12 and up. But yeah, I think it's also, I would say it's okay for girls. It's going to be a comic book that hopefully will get little girls reading Cyberfrog too. So, but listen, it's for everybody. It's for, it's Cyberfrog lore, it's Cyberfrog history, and I hope you enjoy it.
All righty, and that's launching on Friday, you guys. So please sign up early, because what do you get if you sign up early? You get like a poster and a
Scroll down all the way. There's a poster. There. See that poster there, and then that trading card you're going to get for free. Now you can, as long as you sign up, you're registered. You're locked in to receive a poster and a trading card every time you back. So if you have one big order, you're going to get one poster, one trading card. You want to back it 5 or 6 times the campaign, you're going to get 5 posters and 5 trading cards. And that's the way that's going to work. Now, they're not going to be available for anybody who does not sign up. So these are exclusive. If you are a trading card collector, and I know a lot of you, there are a lot of trading card collectors in my fan base. So you don't want to miss this particular card. It is a promo that's exclusively available this way. So make sure you do sign up. You're probably going to back the campaign anyway. So, sign up.
Right. Sign up and get the benefits of doing it. All right. Those are 2 really cool projects. You guys, certainly you'll find the links in the description of this video. Take you right there. You guys check it out if you haven't done so already. I'm going to take a moment here and plug Wraith of God since we're doing this. This is Wraith of God 3 Fear Hollow. And this is the 3rd installment of the Wraith of God series, the 3rd graphic novel. This time around, the Wraith and Esther, his partner, take on the Headless Horseman. And this is a character the Wraith has dealt with in his past, so we get a little bit more of his early origin story, a little bit more information, and of course, we have the continuing soap opera drama between him and Esther going on, as well as monster fighting. So you don't want to miss this one. There's 4 cover options, as you can see here. This is the EC variant, the 1972 Marvel variant, and then of course Chris Stevens contributed this great painted cover. If it were me, I'd get all 4 covers, but that's just me. Here's some of the.
And do you think you're going to see monster fighting in Days of Our Lives? I don't think so.
If you want soap opera and you want monsters, this is Dark Shadows isn't on the air anymore, Gary. You got to go with this.
Okay.
Jason Wright, of course, who's doing a lot of coloring around CG, is coloring this as well and doing a fantastic job. Just here's a few examples of it. And we're hitting stretch goals. The Garbage Man Empire Value stamp is going to be in this book, along with you'll get this sculpture from the nightclub trading card.
Make it sound more important by calling it a value stamp.
Hey, clip them and collect them all, Gary. Are you kidding me? You have to get 2
That's
books.
like saying essential oils.
You got to get 2 books so you can clip the stamp out and then have one that's not clipped. See, that's how it works. Anyway, here's the black and white artwork for the sculpture card. This is being colored right now. And then you saw the pencil art earlier for the trunk card. He's also from the nightclub. So these are the 2 trading cards along with this value stamp that'll be inside the book of Garbage Man. They'll all be full color, of course. Lots of add-ons here. You guys go and check this campaign out. I've only got 13 pages to go right now, so we're getting near the end. So get in there and back. And while we're doing this, how about Gary's art book, Brush with Destiny, the ink art of Gary Martin. Although there's no pictures of Bruce Lee in this book, there are a ton of really great illustrations in here. Some of them featured there on the cover in bits and pieces. This is a fantastic book of Gary's black and white line work, all done with a brush. The master of the brush, indeed. Does this come signed, Gary?
I am signing the books. It's like I decided from now on, if I get an order, I just go ahead and sign it. No questions asked. I just sign it.
And this book is published, guys. It is ready to go. He'll ship immediately when you order it. So follow that link. It'll take you right to this order form I'm showing you here, and you can get Gary's Brush with Destiny. Highly recommend it. We've got 2 copies in my house. So there you go. And look at this. It's the art of Dan Lawless. This is his web page. And you can buy artwork from Dan. Look at that. Death Dealer stuff, Hellboy, Popeye, which he did on this show. Did you do that Hellboy on the show too? I think you did, didn't you? Excellent. Wolverine. That was the cover thing that we were all like trying to fix Frank Miller's cover. Yeah, that's really nice.
Oh no, that's actually that's a different one I did. That was originally when I saw it. I go, oh my god, it was such an odd pose, and I thought, could I make this actually work? And I pretty much did, I think.
Yeah,
if I did say so myself.
If you do say, oh, that's a really nice piece, don't you think, Gary?
Yeah.
Somebody should say, nope.
No, that blows, Dan.
Nice try.
No. So anyway, you guys,
great.
To recap, all this stuff is in the description of this video. All the links are there. If you have not backed these or even some of these, check them out, man. It's free to look, and I'm sure you'll be sucked in once you do to our the quality that all of us are providing in these books.
Full of goodness.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so we had some super chats. I'm getting behind here because I know Gary blasted that trumpet. Okay.
We've got a couple since then.
Yeah, JD for $5. He says, do you guys have any recommendations on old school books on drawing or writing that helped you learn the craft?
There's so many.
Yeah. I like some of Hogarth's books, Bern Hogarth's books, not all of them, but some of them. They're dynamic anatomy, dynamic light and shadow, dynamic hands. I hate to say this because it's so obvious, but How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way is such a great reference. And
anything by Jack Ham.
Yes, I've got a Jack Ham anatomy book that is fantastic. He's really good. And if you can get your hands on, and they've reprinted all those, Gary, help me out. The classic illustrator that Steve Rude is inspired by.
Andrew Loomis.
I can't hear you.
Loomis.
Andrew Loomis.
Yeah, Loomis.
Loomis.
Yeah, sorry, I turned away to look at my bookcase.
The Illuminati.
So yeah, all those Loomis books used to be super collectible and super expensive because they didn't reprint them, but they've since reprinted all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Creative illustration, fun with a pencil. There's a bunch. So look up Loomis on Amazon, great. And those are really good as well.
Are you guys familiar with a book called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain by Betty Edwards?
Yes.
Okay, that's an interesting book because it has exercises in it that sort of train your brain to go into the sort of the drawing mode. You start to, because we all see what we think we see, what we want to see or so, but this teaches you how to just, be able to copy what you actually see. So you're starting to see, focusing on a line, a shape, and a form and stuff. And it really just exercises, mental exercises. It's sort of like lifting weights. You lift weights to get ready to go work out and play sports. It's kind of like that. These exercises can actually strengthen your drawing ability, your natural drawing ability. So it's pretty cool stuff.
That's good stuff, Dan. I think artists learning how to see is not really talked about that much. I mean, even looking at bad art and thinking that it's pretty good, that's an example of not seeing what everybody else
seems to be a lot of that going around. My art is so good.
Mine is at least as good as Dale Keown's.
Yeah.
Well, really understanding where your deficiencies are, being able to recognize that, and then being able to correct them is really a formula for being successful. And you're right, a lot of people don't get that part of it.
Yeah, I'm surprised when I see somebody go, "Wow, that's a great piece of art." I'm just like, no, it's not.
Really?
Really? Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry. Ethan, how many pages are left to do before Fearsome is done?
14 pages,
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
So there you go. He's just knocking on the door, man. That thing's almost done. Thank you for the $5, David L. And then ASE presents $5. Fearsome is very hard to draw. I tried a few times and was never happy with mine. You do a great job, David.
Thank you.
And then it says mint. Yeah. I don't know what that means.
Mint salad.
Oh.
Yeah, mint salad.
You don't know mint salad?
I don't know mint salad.
Oh, she's a member of our community.
How does mint factor in that?
Well, is ASC Presents, is that mint salad?
ASC Presents is her boyfriend Riley or mint salad.
Oh,
so he's letting you know which one it is.
Okay, so it is mint.
That.
So thank you for that, mint salad. Appreciate it very much.
Good to know. Thank you.
Carbon Heart for 10. Ethan, why is it called 1993, The Diary of, instead of The Diary of Heather Swain, 1993?
Wow. I mean, I don't know.
That's a creative decision.
Well, I mean, the reason why is because I wanted to call it, because the fans came up with the title Swain's World, and I love that. But the problem with it is other people said, listen, it's a little bit like silly, and the book is not really silly at all. It's kind of tragic, you know. So, you know, we already have a book called 1998, The Diary of Heather Swain. So why not just keep them titled the same? And I saw the wisdom of that argument. So
there you go. There's your $10 explanation. Thank you, Carbon Heart. Appreciate that. Evil One again, Chris. Thank you. For $5, he says, thinking about getting a 3D printer and making Wraith of God statue. Would you use something like that, Aaron? If so, I'll jump on it soon, dude. Somebody actually already made one for me. Shelly got it for me for, God, was it last year? Was it an anniversary present or a birthday present last year? Those are really, really cool. If it looks cool, I would be all over it, Evil One. So there you go. Stealth X5. Oh, here we go, Gary. For $2, we got pancakes, a waffle, pizza, 2 slices of bacon, grapes, strawberry. Look at that. 2 pies, Ethan. One, I guess I'm supposed to share one of those pies with you, and then a glass of milk to wash it down. Thank you, Stealth, for that. It's a good meal.
Yes, all the food groups represented.
Absolutely. Got my vitamins and everything.
Well, there is an update from Katie. Let me see if I can find it.
Uh-oh. Well, let me say this real quick. You guys, obviously, because Ethan's here, we have a huge audience today. I'd appreciate you guys hit the like and subscribe if you haven't done it to this channel. This is, we like to say, even though Ethan has a draw stream now too on Monday nights, that we all kind of join in on that as well. But this is the grandfather. Yeah, his pays. But check us out. We have some great talent on this show, and usually are very entertaining. If I do say,
why do I even bother with this one?
Dan's like moving on.
Okay, update from Katie. Gary, can you tell Aaron that I said he is fantastic and God's gift to the world?
Whoa!
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you, Katie. For that wait a minute.
Well, no, it's nice, but you got to assume that it's not really sincere, don't you, Gary? That maybe she's just.
I think it depends on the tone of voice that
it feels like she overlooked you. You know.
Wait, she wasn't talking about me?
She's always talking about you, Dan. That's what causes all these problems. She needs to spread the love equally, and she's always focused on you.
That's because I'm nice to her, as you guys are.
Hey, Eric,
not too many people are nice to Katie online here.
I'm sorry, Dan, I missed that.
I said not a lot of people are nice to Katie online. I swear.
No.
Sheesh,
we love Katie.
Eric Ward says, hi, Comicsgate. Hail chat. Just got done with work for the day.
We're just...
and you thought of us.
I know. Isn't that nice? So, Ethan, you made a comment the other day.
Jetta Jaga says, Katie had Grok make that up for her.
Oh. So, Ethan, you made a comment on one of your, I think it was your trash cast, about YouTubing being now your full-time job, because people are giving you crap about, you know, quit streaming and draw or whatever. I can't remember exactly what it was. And I thought, you know, that's really what this has become for a lot of us, right? Is that our day job now is streaming and promoting our books. And it's the essential part of what we're doing overall.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you know, people will say you should, you know, I have to get a job to pay for my comics, to be able to do my comics. I have to get a real job. And then they tell me, get off of YouTube and stop live streaming and get back to work on comics. And it's like, you understand, like, I mean, I can take some of the backers' money for these books. It's meant for comic books. It's meant to make things. So in order to keep an income, a steady income that I can spend and I can pay the bills, YouTube is that job. So it's like, no, I don't work at Walmart. You know what I mean? I'm not a bus driver. I do YouTube, and YouTube pays all of the household bills. So I had to point that out at one point when, you know, I kept hearing the same criticism over and over again, where it's like, if I were, people say he YouTubes, he live streams for 4 hours a day. If I were a Walmart greeter for 4 hours a day, nobody would say anything. Nobody would say, why is he greeting people at Walmart when he could be home working on his books? They'd say, that's his other job.
Right.
Well, YouTube is my other job, and a lot of other people here, and it's fortunate because, we can promote our comic books that we're working on through YouTube and make money in various and sundry other ways. But a lot of other people here in the space are finding their channels are monetized and they're starting to make a little bit of money at it, and that's great. That means that you're not going to be appearing on my show as much. I can't get John Malin here anymore because he makes money on his own channel, so why would he be on my channel? You know what, guys? Why don't you get real jobs and not do YouTube? Just be on my channel.
The reality is you have to YouTube if you want it. You have to promote. You don't have a choice if you want to sell comics. And so this is ridiculous to say don't promote. What? Quit doing the promotion part. Well, you got to be both Jack Kirby and Stan Lee.
It's never really anybody who actually wants the comics to succeed or wants Comicsgate to do well who gives that advice of getting off of YouTube. It's always like a poison trap because it sounds good. Yeah, you should be off of YouTube and you should be working on your comics. Well, it's not going to work if I do that. It's not going to work. I think a few of my friends decided to try that advice, and it doesn't really work. It's not a good thing for you to do. You should continue to do both.
Well, yeah, you've got to. It's just like, we'll talk about a comic book artist who's really, really good, but just hasn't done any work, right? And so it's like, and you can be the greatest comic artist in the world, but if you don't have any work regularly going out there, people forget about you really fast. Mm-hmm. And if you just sat around and did your book for a year and didn't do any promotion or any appearance or anything, and then you try to sell it, it's going to be very difficult. And I just think that there's people that get mad about this because they're not being successful at it. So therefore they're going to go after the people that are being successful at it. And, being a good YouTuber, and I honestly mean this, Ethan, I think you're really gifted at it and you do a fantastic job. And that's a talent too.
Yep.
And, a lot of people don't have it. And so, they get pissed.
Well, that's what, Comicsgate also should be doing. It's like some of us are pretty good at it. I think you've gotten really good at it. I think Dan's gotten really good at it. It's like David, not so much. Like David doesn't say much on David Williams doesn't say much on these shows.
He's more concerned about doing the best piece of artwork and embarrassing us than he is.
Well, see, he's perfect because that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, we'll cover for David. David should be on the show. He should be showing his work, and we'll blabbermouth, and people will buy his work. And again, that's what's good about it. Comicsgate is that you can sort of ride the wave of the promotion from us big mouths who want to be radio show hosts.
I generally just am quiet and wait for a moment to throw a dirty grenade into the
yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Say something filthy.
Yep.
That's right. Well, and that's how you become a legend. Is you don't say anything, but when you do, people remember it.
Or racist. He says racist things all the time too.
Well, that's why you can get away with it. I know it's pretty bad that we have to disavow David on our own show, but it does happen.
Well, that's how you get. You're allowed to say racist things or have people on who say racist things as long as you immediately disavow it while laughing afterwards. And that's I disavowed that. What do you mean? That's the key to it.
I didn't think that was funny at all.
I never thought racist humor was funny at all until I got canceled for being a white supremacist. And since then, because I'm not, that's the furthest thing from who I am and who I ever was. But now, the freedom of being able to play a song want to say the N-word tonight, or the White Power Ranger song, it's exhilarating. It's just like, you guys have no control over me anymore. I can do whatever I want to do. I'm going to say whatever I want to say. And it's fun. It's so much. I mean, I just remember feeling pent up and nervous in the comic book industry. Everybody was looking for a gotcha. Everybody was looking to get you in trouble. It's nice to be free of that. I remember individuals, comic book creators looking at me at conventions and going, "You voted for Bush?" I come up to them how you doing, guys? Great to see you. They'd be like, Oh, look, it's the Bush lover. Remember when Bush lover was a thing?
And everything you've done, that's what they remember.
They can't even say hi. Like, it's not even like you can't even have a normal conversation. The first thing they think of when they see you is
like it's tattooed on your forehead.
You voted for Trump. You voted for Bush. You know, it's like, and they hate you. They look at you with contempt, and it's really something else. I started to notice it around 2004.
Yeah, Aaron, knock it off.
Go ahead, Dan.
I was in an ad agency once, and it was a dartboard on the wall with George Bush's face on it, with darts in it. I'm just like, George Bush, really? I mean, it's not really it's pretty middle of the ground kind of politics.
Yeah, Dan, I could totally see you as that role in the office. Come on, guys, let's get along.
Well, the good thing about being a Republican.
Oh no, I said nothing. Said nothing.
The good thing about being a Republican is like within 10 years, like you're going to go from like you're going to have the most meteoric reputation salvation. Like within 10 years of leaving the White House, suddenly you're going to be brilliant because a new Republican will be elected who's the dumbest human being ever and evil and sick, you know. So it's like we got to bring back George Bush. Remember George W. Bush? Remember Reagan? Reagan was such a good president. That's not what you were saying back then. I remember.
Yeah. Oh, they hated Reagan. Oh my God.
Well, I remember being in art school, and a bunch of kids came in and said, "We're gonna go protest Ronald Reagan," and I was like, "Well, I love Ronald Reagan." They all looked at me like, "What?"
The 80s were so good.
I didn't know. I just like.
Actually, I got to see him talk. He actually came to Portland and talked at the University of Portland. And I mean, it was packed. We were in the basketball arena there at the University of Portland. So I don't know what it held probably. Well, they used the floors for seating too. So I bet there was 10,000 people in there or more. And it was incredible, you know. And then we saw him driving off, you know, and basically, you know, we were standing right on the sidewalk when he was leaving in his, you know, big presidential car or whatever, and waved to us. And it was just like, it was a really cool moment. It was almost never forget where you were at.
My mom almost had a heart attack when I told her I liked Ronald Reagan. So how you gonna like that white devil? He has the mark of the beast in his name. Ronald Wilson Reagan, 666. I was like, dang.
Wow.
They shot him and he was resurrected again. And I was just like, come on, Mom.
That's awesome.
He's like the Antichrist. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's how they saw him. No doubt about it. And he just seemed like such a good president.
Yeah, I mean, he made a huge mistake on that amnesty, and the savings and loan, deregulating the savings and loans didn't work out. But otherwise, I mean, it was a great decade. The 80s were great. Everybody felt good about things and, you know, felt like, you know, everything in the world was good. And now the good old days. You could actually still afford to go to college.
Yeah, see, I just cared about Dig Dug and Burger Time, you know, in the 80s. I was into the arcades, and there's a whole different culture. Riding my bike to buy comic books, riding my bike to the arcades.
Yeah.
With a pocket full of quarters.
Yeah, me, it was riding my bike to 7-Eleven. That's where I got my comics.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Comics and a Slurpee. That's all I needed.
And then you spilled your Slurpee and your books were no longer in near mint condition. And then
I spilled the Slurpee on myself, but never on the comic.
Never on my comic. Hey, this is totally off topic. Not really, I guess, because we're drawing. But have you guys discovered these Sharpies, the creative markers line that they're doing now?
No.
They are so great. They're like they have a brush pen, and then a more of a, you know, bigger tip, but the ink is like permanent, but it's like a Sharpie pen made as an art pen, and they're just fabulous.
Aaron, when you say, have you guys tried these, are you including me? Get behind me, Satan.
No. What I'm saying,
you're not a guy?
is you could still use these to fill in blacks, and it wouldn't really be cheating. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. David G for $4.99. Thank you, David. Says, other than his art, the best part about David on this show is when he calls his friends and tricks them into saying the N-word on air.
Has that ever happened?
Oh my gosh. Kevin Grievous calls him all the time, and then David puts him on. He doesn't know he's on the show. He thinks he's just talking.
Yeah, he does. And David puts him on speakerphone, and he doesn't know he's on speakerphone.
Oh no.
Oh, you can't trust David Williams. That's the moral of the story here. Stealth X5 for another $2. All the pieces are looking good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. The ones you can see anyway. Well, we can't see Ethan's. Ethan's going to surprise us.
Is John Beatty in the...
Undoubtedly, I will surprise you. Like, holy crap! Why are you the guest of the show?
Any John Beatty sightings?
No, Beatty hasn't
Nope.
shown.
Ethan, he's been showing up to really, really insult the hell out of Aaron lately.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's actually become like part of the show.
Yeah, he is. He is. He roasts. Everybody gets roasted, but in particular, Aaron.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to finish inking this, but I'm going to. I just don't want to crap this out. I want to level this up.
You're already on the way there, and of course, like you said, you can then manipulate Ethan into saying, "Hey, this is a great
cover." Yeah, look at that.
All right, is anybody besides David seen Superman yet?
No.
Nope.
Does anybody plan on seeing it?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Really? You're not even curious?
Nope.
Why?
I'll see it eventually, but I'm not gonna, buy a tub of popcorn and.
Oh, the road raceway there. That's
Watching F1.
So Evil One is saying that Aaron skipped. I'd say I skipped either one.
Yeah,
It's my responsibility.
Let's get the blame correctly.
Yeah, Evil One has a super chat that I skipped.
Space Monkey, that movie was whack.
Yeah, David, not a fan of Superman. How about that?
Well, I kind of got to see the movie because everybody's talking about it every show that I like to watch. I wanted to watch the other day. Was it Jack or Ballers or something? And all they were doing is talking about it. It's like I can't watch this show. I want to watch this show.
John and Shane needed to see it twice. I mean, imagine that. You know what I mean? It's like I need to see it again. Like what? And they have theories about it. It's like,
yeah,
it must be good.
I don't trust Shane's sensibilities after that.
Yeah, I know. Because you don't like it, so it's like, I don't know. I do have to see it to see. I'd like to have an opinion about it. I don't really care to see the movie, but I do want to know how I feel.
Yeah.
Pretty much kind of.
Well, yeah, but we're just talking about it. You don't want to be the one guy. Well, what are you guys talking about? I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to see it either. Go ahead. Sorry. Stealth X5 says, "What's Gary's beef?" We're getting there. We're not there yet. Almost there. Oh, Sequential Artist for $20.26. Did anyone on the panel ever see or read Reagan's Raiders? I think Buckler drew it. If so, is it worth reading? Do you guys remember that comic?
How did Buckler drew it?
Yeah, Rich Buckler. I remember that.
I don't remember it.
I never read it.
Ronald Reagan, as a Marine or something?
I can't remember what it was about, but I do remember that comic. I guess now I have to look it up and show it, right?
Hold on a second. Hong Kong Fooey says EVS will love Superman as he loves the Barbie flick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Barbie flick was good.
I think there's one more chat.
Yeah, Torchbearer says it was okay, not terrible, not the best Superman ever. An entertaining live-action version of the animated Superman, he says. Marcus Killigrew, of course, the purveyor of all things pop culture knowledge, knows. He says Ronald Reagan as a superhero leading a super team. There you go.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I didn't read it.
It's a little bit nutty.
Yeah, Evil One has a super chat.
Oh, Chris, thank you. Let's see if I can find you. There you are. Here we go. For $5, Evil One says, here's his rant. He goes, I had to eat Taco Bell late last night and paid $9 for heartburn, but thought it was crazy. They had Muslim Indians working on and not Mexicans. What the F?
Well, we have a shortage of Mexicans now, thanks to Trump.
And I think he has one more, Aaron.
Oh my gosh, that was funny. Okay. All right, Evil One, I'm not reading this. Are you kidding me? Thank you for the $2, but okay, there, you can read it yourself if you want. There you go.
Aaron, do you do that? I mean, Ethan, do you do that? You just say, I'm not reading this, but thank you for the money.
It's happened. Yeah, it has happened. Not very often.
Ethan would have read that, but
send me money and I will not read your super chat.
Oh, well, you know, gotta have some standards, even though this needs to be colored.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Read my name.
A second.
Dan, read his name.
Well, Dan's got to get over to his screen. Give him a second.
Dan. Dan read it and passed out.
Whiz in your mouth.
Oh my gosh! You know, there goes our after school audience. Thanks again to David Williams.
Yeah, Dan, I appreciate that you didn't do it tentatively. You owned it,
for it.
Dove in.
I took a breath and I gave it my all.
You know, I came in here with all respect and everything.
Yeah.
Please.
I've been emboldened. I've seen the poor behavior of you guys, and I realize I don't know what I'm doing. I'm allowed to say whatever I want now. I can,
Here's the talk about I guess we weren't talking about it, but you want to talk about like a strange evolution. I used to use this all the time. You guys, I don't know if you remember this or not.
Oh yeah,
the old language alert, and not anymore.
Well, that kind of ties in with my beef this week.
Actually, you know what? We're 10 minutes to 4. Let's hear Gary's what's bugging Gary this week. But let me run the. Did you notice, Ethan? You'd have noticed this. They changed the formatting on StreamYard, so everything's lined up different again, and they nuts. So just get used to it.
It's really hard to manage.
Around. Okay, here we go.
What's Gary's beef?
All right, Gary, what is ticking you off this week?
Well, this is kind of like part 2 to my credit card payment debacle.
Yes.
Well, this falls in with that category. Before I went on my road trip to visit David down in Albuquerque, I saw a sale on a couple of golf clubs that I really wanted, but I had set my money aside for the trip and said, okay, I'll pay with the Amazon credit card. I never use that. I'll pay it, and then when I get back, I'll pay it off, and that'll help my credit, right?
Sure.
So I buy the golf clubs, I hit the road, I come back, golf clubs are delivered, and for some reason I forget to pay.
Oh.
And like I said, I hadn't used the Amazon credit card for a long time. I couldn't even remember the last time I used it. So I wasn't getting any notices. I didn't get anything in the mail, no emails or anything that I owed this money. And so that didn't help my memory at all. So I finally get an email telling me that it's past due. Like, uh-oh, that means I have to pay a penalty. And then it had a link that said, if you want to pay without logging in, click this link, pay as a guest. And I think, well, I couldn't find any information about my account because it was so old. I didn't have, a website or anything. So I click it and it asks me for either my credit card number or my account number. Like I said, it was an old account. I didn't have either. And it said, read your bill, your last bill, and you'll see your account number. Well, I don't have a bill. Didn't have a single one. So, okay, I'll try to log in as a guest. And guess what it asked me? Credit card number or account number. Well, I don't have that. So there's a chat thing that you can click to help out. So I click that. It asks for my social security number. I give them my social security number, and it says, we have no record of this number. Give us another number. I'm like, what do you mean another number? That's my social security number. So, okay, the only thing I could do now is try to call them and work this, tell them my problem. Trying to find customer service on the Amazon credit card is almost impossible.
I would imagine.
It took me literally 20 minutes to find it. Literally. That's how well they hide it. I finally get the number, call it. Guess what it asks me? So we can best determine, what department to steer you into. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. Give us your credit card number or your account number. It's like, this is like a vicious circle. And so I kept saying representative because I'm, I have their automated system. I would like to transfer you to our most available representative, but I need to know what your problem is. How do I explain to them what my problem is? So I just kept saying representative. And then they kept giving me, okay, give us your account number. And finally, I was like, my voice is getting louder. I'm getting more agitated.
You're yelling at the
I'm not yelling yet.
I've done that, yeah.
I'm not yelling yet.
All the time.
So they finally ask for my social security number. Type in or say your social security number. So I said, okay, I want to make sure they have it correctly. I type it in. After I type it in, there's a pause. I didn't get that. Please type or say your social security number. I type it in again. I'm sorry, there's something wrong. We didn't get that.
Oh my God.
Type in or say, so I repeat it. I say it. I'm sorry, we didn't get that. This goes on. So each time they ask me, my voice gets louder and louder and louder. Finally, after the 6th time they asked me for my social security number, I just start cursing at the phone at the top of my voice, like what's her name in that Possession movie?
Linda Blair. Exorcist.
Linda Blair, yeah.
Gary's head is spinning around.
I'm cursing like Linda Blair. And you have to understand the backstory. My daughter once told me, she's in her 30s now, mid-30s. She once told me when she was young, like in high school, that she had never heard me curse before. And that was like one of her life goals, is to hear me, really rip one. And once she told me that, I realized that I never want to hear her hear me curse, except when I'm on my deathbed, and then I'll give her a gift and, really let it go. So that's my goal. Her goal is to hear me curse. My goal is to not curse. Boy, like I say, I was Linda Blair, and I was screaming on the phone, saying these obscenities. There's a pause. Hi, my name is Richard. How can I help you? Like, dang, why didn't I curse into the phone sooner?
Oh, so they can hear you? It's like echoing
I
through
don't
the.
know, but I got a live person. And I start to explain what my problem is. I'm already 45 minutes into this.
Oh, God.
I'm starting to explain my problem. And he says, oh, well, you dialed the wrong number. This isn't my department. I'm going to transfer you. You're like, whoa, no way. I said, I finally got a live person. Please just hear me out. At least hear me out. So I told him my whole story. He was able to like guide me into the website and get me to the point where I could log in. And apparently, when I typed in my zip code, that's what the problem was. They had an address that was like 2 years old with the wrong zip code. And so they don't tell me it's the wrong zip code. They just shut everything down and say, no, this doesn't work. We don't have you on record. That's all they say. So all of that, including my conversation with this guy, it took me an hour
Of your life
to pay this bill. Oh, the other thing is, it was a $400 bill, and 1 month being late, it was a $40 penalty fee.
Oh.
A 10% penalty fee.
Wow.
Jeez.
So I highly recommend not using Amazon's credit card.
Well, now you know how come Jeff Bezos got so rich.
Yep.
That's a tragic story, Gary.
Yeah, it was. It was extremely frustrating, and boy, did I paint the heavens with my profanity.
Divinity Comics for $10. Thank you, sir or ma'am.
Don't read this one. Don't read this one. Just ignore it. That's Mike Wheeler. Hey, Mike Wheeler. Go after yourself, sweetie. All right, thank you.
Take it down, Aaron. Everybody's reading it now.
It's in the chat, so it's
Yeah, he's a scumbag. He really is. I don't say that about too many people, but he is a scumbag.
Yeah, they're both my piece of works.
How about Sequential Artist for $5.74? He says, PSA for fellow Christian fans still hanging on. Remember, sometimes you are the only Bible others will ever read. Gary. He's talking about you and your profanity, I think.
You know, I never swore with my kids either, and until they got older, and then when I did finally, they go, "Holy smokes, Dad!"
Yeah,
but I was pretty good.
I'm still good. She wasn't there to hear me, so she still thinks I don't curse.
Okay, now when she watches a show, you never know.
No, we never drank in the house when we had kids. Never swore.
What else?
I guess that's it. I was waiting for a third thing and nothing came to mind. So it's like
fist fights.
That's it. No fist fights. Few verbal altercations, but there was never any swearing. You set that example.
Well, I'm done, son.
How long do we have to draw? Like, is it, what's the?
Yeah, what's the time situation?
Well, I got to hit the road at 4:15. So let's go. How would you feel another 5 minutes, Ethan? How are you doing?
Okay. I can wrap this up.
No, I got to wrap it up in 5. This desperately needs color, but I ain't going to get color today. I don't like to abuse our guests' time. So,
well, it's no problem. I'm happy to be here. I'm going on another show tonight. I'm going on the 3POA podcast with Laser Pants. It should be good. Yeah.
See, you're dialed into all this stuff, man. I don't pay enough attention to what's going on.
Yeah, me neither. Oh, Shadowhawk Talk says, Hail Graybeards and EVS.
What up?
Oh. And again, I want to remind everybody, if you have a second there, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Even if you don't like the show, do it out of pity. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, hit the pity button. That's what it is.
Yeah, there's a it does indeed help the channel grow, and we can provide you with more stimulating content just like you've witnessed here today. So
Do you think we'd get more likes if we started calling it the pity button from now on?
I don't know, maybe. Isn't it funny though? You look at it, any channel, I mean anybody, not just CG, but anybody, and you see how many views it got, and it's like only 10% of those people actually hit the like button. It's very interesting, but
Hey, Shadowhawk. By the way, I didn't have my mic on. Shadowhawk. He streams with Rex Devil Flyer almost daily.
I'm sorry, Dan, interrupting. Queen Mickey is in the chat. She says, "Hail Graybeards, have a good day."
well, thank you.
Whether we
Mickey.
want to or not, we have to have one.
Well, Mickey, I told you, Mickey's kind of like that snobbish person that shows up to the party late and leaves early, you know. But we do appreciate you taking a few minutes with us. And yes, I know I got to mail you out a letter. I'm
Yeah,
trying.
she shows up and says, "Hi, I'm here. Bye."
Yep. So she doesn't want to get, I guess, caught.
Yeah, sometimes she throws an
Ink
insult. That's
Cowboy.
good.
Ink Cowboy says, "Yes, gently apply pressure to the like button."
A little weird.
Do you still have
Oh! It's Trumbo time.
Uh-oh. All righty, let's see. Jeremiah for 5. Thank you, sir. He says, thanks for doing these streams. Love hanging out with you talented gents and hearing you shoot the crap. Sorry, Aaron, close to your ears. Or close your ears. I edited it for our, we have a large, children population in the audience. They here to learn to draw, so we have to kind of, keep it PG. I don't know if any of that's true, but I just throw it out there.
So
Chat isn't very insulting today. What's going on?
Yeah.
Usually,
You know why? It's because
Katie's-
Dave's not here. He
Beatty's not. Yeah, that's Beatty's not here.
Oh no, I am not reading the insults. there,
they're there. Gary's just passing.
there's a lot of them, and I'm not reading them.
David, what were you saying?
I was going to ask Ethan, does he still have artwork from his days at DC or at Marvel, or did he sell it all?
I sold almost all of it. I have some of it, but yeah, I guess I should have hung on to it, especially Green Lantern Rebirth. The way that some of these heritage auction art sales are going.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff.
Did you guys see that? It was a while ago, but Graham Nolan sold I think it was the first page that he ever drew Bane. Sold for $90,000 on Heritage.
What?
And that was his auction, right? He got
Yeah, it was his auction.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Good.
Oh,
He doesn't sell his work,
yeah.
See,
It's
that's-
just
Aaron, that's the lesson that you and I did not learn. Hang on to your artwork.
yeah. Except it'd still be worth about $400 a page, maybe.
See, when I'd get pages returned to me at DC at the office, I'd be at the office trying to sell pages.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like I need money.
Yep.
That's the sad thing, and I did that with Dale too, because one of his Hulk covers sold for 95 grand, I think. And his reply to me was swear jar. That was it. So,
Oh, Evil One, did I miss another one of your super chats?
Gary, you have one job on this.
I know.
All right, let me. All right, guys, I'm gonna read this, and then we're gonna wrap it up if that is cool with everybody. I gotta find this super chat though. Hey, yeah, here it is. $5. Thanks, Chris. Again, appreciate it. Hey, Gary, what's your social security number? We didn't get it. Angry boomer. Yeah. Repeat your social security number, please. We didn't catch that. There's Sleeping Psychopathy. Didn't she buy your piece on Monday night, David?
I think
Yeah.
so. Was
Yeah.
it?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. All right, guys, I'm going to ring the bell here, and we'll call it good. And but before we show our artwork, let me do a real quick go through here of to remind everybody that Ethan is launching this week. Oh God, what just happened to my screen? Oh, there it is. You know, you hit the wrong button and these things explode.
That's what they
There we
told
go. It's
Trump when he got
Cyberfrog
in the
meets
White House.
Will.
Sorry.
Sorry. So here we go. This is launching on Friday, correct, Ethan?
Yeah, Friday. Get ready. We'll be launching 2 books, a calendar, and some Christmas cards, all part of this campaign. And I hope people will turn up for it.
Yeah,
And
you
there
people
is-
who are, seeing these drawing shows every week, you see me draw. You get to see me finally draw sequentials, possibly in this here. So,
Oh yeah,
sign up.
First book.
because everybody's been bugging Dan. Do
I know.
a book.
Yeah. Well,
So-
you know what? The funny thing is, I'm drawing these drawing streams all the time. I get the bug, I just all of a sudden, man, the more I draw, the more I'm, just hungry to draw something. I mean, a real story. Not just pinups.
And you guys do sign up early for this because you get a poster and a trading card if you sign up early and order. So, and as Ethan said, you're going to order anyway. You know you are. So sign up early and get the free stuff.
Yeah.
You'll find a link in the description of this video that'll take you right to that. Wraith of God 3, Fear Hollow. That's my book. I got about 13 pages left to go, so it's going to be ending soon. So if you have not backed this, please check it out. You'll find a link in the description. It'll take you right there. Fearsome is the other book that Ethan and our own David Williams are working on right now. Only 14 pages to go on that one. So get in there and back that if you have not done so. Gary's the ink art of Gary Martin. This is an art book with just some of his fabulous black and white line work that he does all with a brush, so we can all just look at it and be sick. So, but it's ready to go. It's printed. It's sitting there in his bedroom, piled up. He needs to get rid of these copies. So, and he signed them too. So you can order them right there and you get them right away. And then, of course, Dan Lawless's website, which is just danlawless.com. How about that? And he's selling his artwork on there along with some other stuff coming up. So I think it's still being built. Isn't that correct, Dan?
No, well, yeah.
You don't have all your pages, though.
I don't have all the, I can keep I'll always keep adding art and stuff, but there's some real nice drawings up here. I mean, you see me guys do these sketches, but there's some finished, really tight stuff in there
There's some
too.
drawings in there that Dan likes.
Yeah.
If I do say so myself.
And you can show that you like them too by purchasing them from him.
That's the best compliment an artist can get is when somebody buys their work.
All right, gentlemen, let's do this. I'll start and we'll work our way around. Ethan, you will go last. And here we go. So this is, I got to pull my camera back. I'm not used to working 11 by 17. So in honor of Jaws's 50th.
I love it.
Oh, it's terrific. Look at Woozy up there.
The Woozy's about to be lunch. And there you go.
That's fantastic. I love it, man.
Thank you. Desperately needs like some marker, give it, which I'm going to work on it because that water would be really nice if it was a nice kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. It'll look great.
So I will do that. But anyway,
Plastic Man would be funky. When you think of all the options of things you could do with that stretchiness, you could get really creative,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got to do a story. Actually, I forgot. I can't remember who wrote it, but like in the late 90s, I got to do a Plastic Man story, and it was the goofy Plastic Man, but that's the one I grew up on. So yeah, I had a lot of fun working on it. But there you go. The series that Ethan was going to do, but never got to do, Plastic Man versus Jaws.
That's kind of odd, though, isn't it? It's like using himself as a life raft.
I don't know. He used to do goofy stuff like that. That's what Ethan was trying to get rid of, but here I am embracing it. So let's see what David's done. Okay, that's on the way to being really freaking cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
You want to take time.
Man.
Take your time on that baby, man.
Yeah.
Look at those faces.
Great layout.
Look at those faces. Those
Yeah, but just look at the foreshortening, though. I mean, it's just like it's so dynamic.
I like that you dared to put the fingers off the page. I mean, that is like that's
Yeah.
balls.
You just ran out of
It
paper.
worked.
Children. The children.
I know those faces. I can't get over how good those faces are. Well, you definitely got to finish this, dude.
And there's Eli's eye.
Oh yeah, there's his eye right there.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, that is so freaking awesome.
I'm sure glad you kept that thing a little off to the side there.
Yeah.
So, so
David,
nice.
I think your artwork would improve quite a bit when you learn how to do foreshortening.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get some dynamics in your work. It might help it a little bit. Evil One for $5. It's a tie between EVS and Aaron because we wouldn't want to hurt their fragile egos. Woohoo! I sent the most super chats. Thank you, Evil One. I really appreciate it.
He doesn't seem that evil, really, when you look.
No, Chris is actually quite nice.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, he's given Ethan the win sight unseen. But I guess
don't do that.
I guess it's just because he feels that you and I have fragile egos, so he wants us.
Oh,
to
that's true.
good.
Yeah.
Let's see what Dan Lawless has to offer.
Yeah, whereas I'm completely confident.
Woof.
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
That's beautiful.
Look at that.
He looks like he's running with a purpose.
Yeah.
Dude, no, I
Yeah.
really like your anatomy on this. I really think
I
you pulled
tried
this
something.
off well.
This was a bit of an experiment to see if I could pull off a weird angle on the body, you know. And
You really
it kind
nailed
of
it.
works, you know.
No, it did. You really nailed that. That's like at least if we were keeping track, this is probably third place today, and that's pretty good for you.
Hey, Dan,
Thanks.
you forgot the tail.
I'll take it then.
No, that is really nice. I really like
And
it.
Thanks.
it's not quite finished. It should have a caption: "Beats, do your stuff."
Don't
Wait.
fail me now. Stealth X5 says, "Thanks for doing these shows every week. Thank you, Stealth, for being such
Still
an
says $2 confirmed.
That's what he's hoping for.
Okay. All right, Ethan, it's your turn. What do you got for us?
Oh, when I first went over to DC, I took the job that I could get, which is you got to break in however you're going to break in. What do you have? What can I get? And I have not drawn those characters since then. So I took this opportunity to draw Impulse again.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Cool, man.
Wow.
Nice.
It's kind of fun.
How's that feel like to do that?
Awesome.
That after all this time, you know,
That kind of style. I don't know. It was cool. It was fun. It was
because you're not the
he's
same
very
artist,
familiar.
are you? You're
I mean,
kind
I'm the same artist. You know,
I'm saying that your style hasn't it developed since then. I mean,
developed, sure, but I mean, again, it's like I changed my style to work on Impulse back then. Just
Okay.
kind of,
so it's more cartoony, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
more cartoony. I took what Umberto Ramos had laid out, and then just brought my own kind of slightly more detailed sensibility
Sure.
to it. But
That's
Yeah.
Anyway.
great.
Impulse,
That's
fun.
fantastic.
You really
yeah,
filled
I
that.
think your
filled that
style's
paper.
pretty damn cool.
Yep. Nice job, you guys.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to first of all thank Ethan for taking time out of your schedule that's already packed to be on the show with us. We really appreciate it, and we want to remind everybody that he's going to be launching this Friday. So you guys want to get the sign up early. Again, the link's in the description of this video, and join for the big launch party on Friday. Ethan, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, I had fun. Thanks for inviting me.
All right, guys. Thank you for all the super chats. We appreciate it. We could not do the show without you guys. We had huge numbers, and of course, we owe that all to Ethan, but we'll take it anyway. So hit the like and subscribe on your way out the door, and we will see you guys next week. Well, actually, we won't because it's San Diego. The week after, right here on Graybeard's Studio.
Corn dogs. Corn dogs. Corn dogs.
Thank you.